Next presentation, this is coming from the material side. We have Tang from the world's leading encapsulation material supplier, Hangzhou First. Stefan is a senior engineer at Hangzhou First. He is going to talk about the encapsulation materials for TOPCon modules. As probably a lot of you might have heard, there are different technologies that coming up in TOPCon, but how to encapsulate those cells in a module will essentially be discussed by Stefan. Stefan, the floor is yours.
Yes. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, can you please go in presentation mode? We can still see the thumbnails at the edge on the left side.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Stephen Tang, and I'm from Hangzhou First. And very glad to share my presentation today about our encapsulations and materials for TOPCon modules. Sorry.
Any problem?
Yes. Sorry. Let me give me 1 minute to introduce my company. Our headquarters in Hangzhou, China, and in China we have 4 production sites, and totally we have 350 gigawatt capacity, and we also have 2 overseas sites. One is in Thailand and one is in Vietnam. So totally we have more than 380 gigawatt of encapsulant and 50 gigawatt of backsheet. And in last year, the shipment of encap, including EVA, PUE, and APE, we are the first price in the world, and almost we have 50% of market share. And for backsheet, we also have 22% of market share. Okay, let's go back to our topic today. As you all know, TOPCon sales will become the most popular solar sales in 2024. We take up about 70% market share. However, the TOPCon module is fragile compared to the PERC module. There are 2 major failure modes with TOPCon. One is we call MID, moisture-induced degradation. You can see the picture after 96 hours of PCT, the modules become very bad. And another one is PID. And this is a typical polarization phenomenon. And in many cases, it can recover after sunlight exposure. Fortunately, nowadays, industry put a lot of efforts to resolve these problems, such as the LECO. Almost all the people talking about the LECO today, and because it can use a no or non-aluminum paste, that is really helps a lot the reliability. And also we are doing a lot of work of anti-corrosion encapsulant, as well as the low WPTR backsheet. So question is, one is the encapsulant for long-lasting TOPCon module. Can we just use the EVA if there is LECO? Let's see G2G first. In this mode, moisture increase mainly from the edge of the module, and it's really it's absolutely the WTR related. Yeah, from the experiment we can see the LECO can be corroded for a long time, like up to 20 hours to 300 hours. The surrounding of the cells become dark and gradually spread in the middle. For the EVA and APE performs better. You can see the surrounding is just a little darkness, and POE is the best. Fortunately, our EBISU technology anti-acid performs much better compared to the normal EVA. Yeah, the same experiment you can see. The SCV just has little corrosion. So it seems like the moisture is necessary, but not sufficient condition. It seems like the acid played an important role. Maybe react with glass-backsheet in the test. So Hangzhou First, the EBISU S Series EVA can reduce the generation of acetic acid and thus protect the cell from being corroded. This technology is originated from the secure company, and Hangzhou First got the exclusive license. Our product is L06 and S806 EVA, which are UV through and UV cut respectively. So what about the PID behavior? The experiment shows that both EVA and APE it can recover to some extent, depending on the equilibrium period of time. But the APE performs better than EVA, even it has even the P layer as thin as 100 microns. So if you want to reduce the cost, I suggest that you can use APE with the thin P layer instead of using the pure EVA. Both PID and MID, and for long-lasting consideration, we highly recommend use EPE especially with the EBISU technology, or if you like, you can use our Tier 4 POE in G2G gas G2G modules. So let's move on to the G2B module. And in this mode, the moisture increase mode is different than the G2G. In this case, pass 2, you can see the picture. Pass 2 is the dominant way of moisture increase, and the moisture can penetrate the base and reach to the middle cells quickly through the gap of cells. Even the POE can hardly block moisture. Yeah, say the cobalt chloride experiment. The test paper in the middle cells has got the discoloration in 48 hours of PCT. That means the water has reached there. So for the PCT experiment, we use CBC type backsheet, and for the real film, we use the white EV. So the front encapsulant performs much different. Surprisingly, you can say the tier 4, the normal POE, performs worse, even worse than the EBISU 4 or S EVA. But our new product, tier 4 NPOE, performs best. So you would ask why does normal POE perform worse than EBISU EVA? You can see the schematic diagram. When the water goes into the module from through the backsheet, it can bring the oxygen and salt. And the POE's WTR is not low enough, so consequently there is additive residues and metal ions residues exist in the POE, can be active, and also the ions like solutes and some ions coming from the gas, as well as the flux, which contain organic or acid chlorides. All these substances constitute electrolyte environment. So our TOPCon series is actually undergoes a complicated electrochemical corrosion. So basically, our tier 4 NPOE is made up two parts. One is a low WTR, and another one is our new technology, electrochemical. Here is some damn-hit data. Unfortunately, we only got 650 hours staging. And you can see, apparently, you can see T4N POE performs best. It has only 0.64% of power loss, and is better than the normal POE, and EPE has 3.55% of power loss. So based on property and cost, our recommendation for the G2B TOPCon modules is our tier 4 NPOE as a front and cap, and FL6W white EV as a rear cap if you use the white BS. However, if you are using the transparent or black BS, you can use tier 4 NPOE and S6 EBISU EVA as a combination. That's all for my today's presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stefan. So one question. So, how is the demand for the backsheet based, the total solution for TOPCon? Because most of the market, they are in the market, what I see is mostly the glass. But do you see there is any increased demand for glass backsheet configuration, because you are supplying both the encapsulation and backsheet, right?
Yeah. I think this is depending on the market. I think well, it has some amount, maybe 30%, maybe or more.
And as far as the backsheet solution is concerned, is there any difference if you change from CPC to maybe PVDF, PET and PVDF based backsheet, or coating PVDF based backsheets? So is there going to be any difference? And changing the front side encapsulation, will there going to be any difference?
No, I don't think there is any difference between CVC and KBC or somewhat. We did a lot of experiments. There are almost no difference.
There is.
Yeah.
And you know, but most of the players in the market, they are mostly opting for the EPE based solution, right? So now, how much is the demand for your latest EVA EBISU encapsulation, EVA based encapsulation for TOPCon related applications? So is it really you are trying to replace the traditional EPE structure with this?
No. So actually, for the G2G modules, EPE is the dominant.
Right.
The EV can hardly replace the EPE thing.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think there could be some more questions, and I think there are 1 or 2 questions already in the chat box. And please stay back and enjoy our conference while answering the questions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation.